What it do,
What's going on,
everybody?
everybody? It's the D.B.A.B. podcast. Oh my God! I wish that recording could have started like a hair earlier because we had Cletus on
Fired up.
fire.
Fired
Oh
up,
man,
baby.
he was on fire, just dropping bombs for the peeps. But good evening, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, giving us a listen. It's your boys here, Jack, Cletus, and Curtin. It's been a minute. We're back running it here for another great episode of the D.B.A.B. podcast. Huh?
No comment, I guess. Continue.
Daddy Cobb. Sorry,
Well-
go continue.
Well, he's currently not here. Shout out to Cobbs. He's dad duty. Shout out to Adam. He apparently lost the bet. Had to cook dinner tonight. Hopefully it was delicious and whatnot. But it's great to be here, fellas, to talk some more football, talk some exciting news for baseball, Poro Pinche Rangers. Look ahead to some NHL. Again, I can't believe it's right around the corner. It felt like the Stanley Cup was just yesterday. Exciting stuff here. And of course, we always got our Be the Light segment and whatnot. But always remember that you can find our show, the DBAB podcast, anywhere podcasts can be found. Spotify, Apple, all the above. We're on YouTube. We're on X. That's right. I got it correct this time. Let's go. Okay. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is the D.
And hold up, we gotta say hi to the mustache. We gotta say hi to the mustache. That's new.
Yeah.
That's new.
You trying to go Travis Kelce on us or what?
Trying to go to the TK look here for some TSs out there, some Taylor Swift, you know what I mean? But
all right, now.
totally gonna, fuck that shit up and not do it. But without further ado, it is the DBAB podcast.
Bro, we weren't even 2 minutes in. We weren't even 2 minutes in and you dropping that bomb. You gotta get people.
Algorithm.
Sorry,
Algorithm.
It just came out.
Algorithm.
Hey, it could have been a lot worse if
Gosh,
this recording
dang.
would have started like 5 seconds earlier.
That's true too. There would have been no
That
minutes.
would have this episode would have just exploded and we would have been famous. Right? The McAfee show would have been inviting us. New heights would be.
Yeah, man.
But anyways, fellas, that was great to see you guys.
Always.
Exciting stuff going on ahead. We talked again football as always, since we are in that part of the year where football is king, whether it's high school, college, or pro. But first off, as we always do, we're going to begin with our Be the Light segment. I know I have a story, but first off, I'll open it to if Cletus or Jack, y'all have something that has come across in the last 2 weeks since our last episode. So, y'all have anything?
We got to Be the Light up there. Our boy up there is rocking it and rolling with it. The man, the myth, the one that has inspired a lot of generations out there. Swing your sword, Mr. Coach Leach was an inspiration to a lot of us. His swing your sword mantra that he has definitely hits home for all of us. Even it doesn't matter about the air raid system or whatever raid system you're in.
Right.
It means swing your sword to us means a little different. It's like kind of our be the light. So appreciate Cletus rocking it tonight, man. Even though he's not a Red Raider, but I will accept his Red Raider fandom over somebody's fandom because somebody's fandom has still lost. He is not getting his fandom back.
I will support.
I probably never will either. So.
No,
I will support the Pirate.
Yes, see,
I will
respect.
When he was at Washington State, I watched Washington State games like a son of a gun. When he was at Mississippi State, I watched freaking Mississippi State games like a son of a gun.
Yep.
I was a big Mike Leach fan because he went to the beat of his own drum. He's gonna be him. If you don't like him, he don't care, but he's gonna do him.
Yep.
I agree. Obviously, growing up watching Leach and what he did at Tech, obviously he's been inspiring to me.
Oh.
It was a light to me as well. You know what I mean? And of course, Cletus going out rocking that attire there that he got from Red Raider outfielders.
Shout out Red Raider.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Yeah, they're really proud of it too.
Oh, I
really,
bet.
really proud of him.
Oh, I bet.
Really proud of it.
I bet. I bet. But they had
I'm
some great
thinking
stuff.
myself, yeah.
They had some great stuff there. But
When I bought, I'm thinking, I don't even like freaking Texas Tech. But whatever. Like I
I
said,
know an Aggie
for the
buying Red Raider stuff
for the Pirate.
for the Pirate. I've read some of his books. I've never met the man. I wish I could have. He just seemed like he was just such a down to earth person, somebody that you could easily catch a beer, get a beer with, or just chat in the office, and you'd probably walk in there thinking you're going to talk football, and the next thing you know, you're talking about something way off topic that you'd never think, and having a great time and being personable and stuff. And
The was it Lincoln Riley when he died? Told that story about him being in the office. He's like GAing at Tech, and some random guy called the
yeah,
office, and he talked for an hour.
yep,
Yeah.
And Riley's like, "Who was that coach?" He goes, "I don't know.
yeah,
Some guy that had the wrong number, but
yeah.
just
Yeah.
No, that's just
That's
crazy.
Decided to
that's a
call.
perfect that's a perfect example of be the light, right? That guy
Amen.
Oh yeah,
probably never forget that conversation he had. It's like the whole when he talked about the car got in another person's lane too. If you haven't heard that story, Lincoln Riley says it at his funeral. That was a pretty good story. What you got, Josh? What's your story? I'm interested to hear your story.
This one is personable, and it's not something that's recently happened. I'll tell the backstory. I guess I don't know how to. I was thinking about it on the way home how to kind of start the story, but I guess I could start it today. I got a text message out of the blue from a number I didn't recognize, and of course, so you go through the usual like, "Hey, who's this? Sorry, like who's this?" kind of stuff, and the person replied, and it was just like, "Hey, this is so and so. Like my parents used to be your neighbors in Port Isabel and stuff like that." And of course, at that moment, it rang the bell, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Blah blah blah, and kind of just chit chatting a little bit, and he was just kind of going. He had a couple messages basically saying that his mom kind of still every once in a while mentions my name and says how appreciative she was of me and all this kind of stuff. And the backstory to all that is when I lived in Port Isabel, obviously, my own place, whatever, I had an elderly couple that lived next door. And Jack, you might remember the story. Uh, and I used to see him all the time because they was always sit on the front porch of the house every time I came home and all that kind of stuff. Strike up conversations with her or her husband. Can't remember their names off the top of my head, but you know, especially with the gentleman, like we always talked, whether it's about fishing or life or football or school, always had really, really good conversations and would talk for a while, not just a simple pass and go type stuff. And really nice people, got to know them pretty well, all this stuff. Well, I want to say it was around the turn of the pandemic, maybe after all the shutdowns and stuff where we were kind of stuck at home and whatnot. Well, the old man kind of got sick when he was at the hospital. And that was at the time where, you know, had all the restrictions and stuff like that. So the lady couldn't go see him as much. He was sick, and but it seemed like he was recovering and feeling better, and it was kind of getting to the stage where he was going to come home and all this kind of stuff. So I would check in with her every once in a while to get updates and stuff. And then one day I'm at home, just messing around, doing whatever. And but before that, their grandkids came a lot. Okay, so it felt like there was always little kids just running around. They were always going to do stuff. They would go fish, all that kind of stuff. Well, this day their grandkids are there. They come over, they knock on the door, right? I open it and it's them, and they're just like we need your help. They're probably like 6 to 8 years old. So they don't, they're little kids. They don't know. They come and say like, "Hey, something's wrong with grandma. We need your help." Da da da. So I'm thinking, that she probably fell or something's heavy or something like that. And I go over, they open the front door and they got 2 stories, and like as soon as you open the door, like there's stairs looking up to the second story, and she's at the top of the stairs and she is just bawling her eyes out, crying, and I'm just like, oh, like, oh shit, like what's happening? So I go up there, and then of course, she's upset. It's hard for her to speak and stuff, but she finally kind of is able to murmur out that her husband passed away at the hospital. Okay, and so and the her kids, so her grandkids' parents are like, I guess, on their way or whatever, but they're not anywhere close. It's maybe they're a few hours out or whatever. So I'm there with her, the kids are downstairs not knowing what to do. They're kind of looking up. It's a really awkward situation for them, if that makes sense. So I'm up there just with her, just uh, trying to provide some relief. She's crying on my shoulder, all this kind of stuff. She can't really talk or anything like that. And so she's trying to call family members to let them know, all this stuff. It finally got to the point where I had to make the call to tell the news, right, to some of the people.
Oh, dang.
So, but eventually I stayed there with her and kind of just again tried to provide comfort, peace, which obviously I know I couldn't, but I tried best I could. You know what I mean? So, um, going through all that, and eventually they had family come over, and they've been so appreciative about everything. So today, when I got that text message out of the blue, and how he kind of had,
Smokey wants some.
um,
Hey, Smoke.
it was the son, one of their kids, their son texted me, and he's the one I had conversations with in the past. Just how his mom still thinks about, uh, that incident, and not incident, but that moment, and how it all transpired. And she said that I was like an angel for her, and just hearing that, like, not saying that I was, trying to like take credit for anything, but it really kind of left an imprint on me today when I was at school, like reading that and just thinking back. Like as soon as he said it, like I instantly went back to that moment. You know what I mean? So, uh,
Hmm.
and it definitely kind of hit a heartstring while I sat at my coach's office, because, like, it's such a in the moment of when it occurred was so well. It was awkward. Like one of those things, like they're crying, you don't know how to deal with them and stuff, and then eventually, the
You
longer you're there, you kind of are able to be more,
you you
emotional and
you
connect. You know what I mean?
you know him, but not really,
Right.
right? You can have a conversation with him, but you really don't know him. Know him.
Yes. So yeah. So again, like for me, not that I was, for her, probably I was, be the light. I was there in a dark time and was positive and tried to help her out. But like, just to hear that she still talks about, that day, and how, God had sent me to help, all that kind of stuff. It just made me feel that, that there are things that, even though I'm a dumbass and I do a lot of stupid shit, that,
You were all right this day.
I
You
was all
were
right this day. I was all
you were
right.
all
I
right
did
that
one
day.
thing good this day, and it's just something that, because of course, time goes on, and not that you forget about it, but it's just kind of something that gets stored away in the memory bank, and then when it gets brought back up, it hits you right back in
Corazon.
the cortisone, and just kind of, and so, but she's doing well today, so that was good. But
Good.
that was my be the light.
That's interesting. Be the light because it's kind of those are kind of touch and go subjects. They're kind of rough to talk about, but you like you said, you were a light in that moment of darkness for her.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of like you treated her how you would want someone that you didn't know or knew treated you in that
Right.
situation, and that's the perfect reason why we say the golden rule: treat people the way you want to be treated, and eventually it'll come back to you. But that moment, you weren't expecting anything in return. You were just there for that moment to know that someone was struggling. She needed someone to be there with her, and you were there. Even like, I mean, you probably had a bunch of busyness, craziness going on, and they called you to help, and you would drop anybody. You would drop for anybody, but your boy Jack over here, Cletus would. He'd ask what car we would take. Uh, but no, man, you've told me that story before, and
Yeah.
that is be the light. And that lady, she's never gonna forget the bald baron that lived next door to
Uh,
her, and she's gonna tell you the grandkids and the great kids are gonna go on and tell stories about you. So, my dad always made a comment. Um, he always made a comment. He goes, we're told on this planet to be disciples of all nations, regardless of how that may be. I'm not going to get theological on us, but he goes, however made that may be, but that one time, that split 10 5-minute conversation that you had ended up being a bigger message. So later down the road, that one soul that you take, my dad said, he goes, I'm not a preacher. I'm not going to take that many souls, but my goal in life is to take one soul with me when I get to heaven, and I go to heaven, I'll see that one soul I saved.
right.
Well, my brother, my dad said you'd have one soul to save, and you saved that one soul. So, um,
Yeah.
that's be light.
Hopefully it's more, but
But
also,
yeah, I get yes, and that's my
I know
dad,
it's bad.
my mom always wanted to be a preacher. I said, Mom, I want to be a coach.
Yeah, I understand that.
So
I completely. And like I said, it was a tough moment. The toughest part of the whole day was having to make the phone call because she couldn't.
yeah,
You know what I mean? But I was tough through it. I had kind of we've all go through life and we lose people that we love dearly, and of course we all react in different ways. But I've kind of tried to mature myself, if you will, through losses. Of course I've lost two grandparents, uh, and an uncle. So which is not as much as compared to other people, but just going through those and trying to make them
yeah,
suck. But just kind of sometimes they can make you stronger emotionally and mentally. So when others are going through it, you can kind of be a rock for them. You know what I mean? So
yep. Well said, sir. I like that be the light moment. It was pretty awesome. Let's brighten this thing up now.
yeah, let's brighten this up, baby. Let's go.
So
Football.
it's
Football.
in other words,
Let's
Football.
all play some football.
in other words, I'll go for it. I had the fun opportunity. First off, shout out to my boy Joshua. If Cletus was closer, we'd probably go watch.
Yeah,
We'd go watch the bald Eagles over the bald Baron any day of the week. But
wow.
anyway, I had the opportunity to go watch your boy do what he does best, and that's coach. They
Not
played.
that, not
They
that
played
special team though.
They played a very tough opponent. I mean, they held in their game. That they get hit. So I missed the first opening kickoff because it was like a small town Texas, baby.
Yeah.
Small town
Everyone's
Texas.
there. Everyone and
Everyone's
their
there.
dog is
Everyone,
at
their
the game.
dog, granny,
It was their
auntie.
homecoming. So
Yeah. So it was cool. You walk in and Hannah's like, "This is small town Texas." I said, "Yes, it is. This is where I grew up in." So we walk in, and I missed the opening. I said, "Hannah, they already ran a kickoff back." I was like, "Dang, this is gonna be a long night." So I did say that.
it was.
So we're sitting there watching it, and the Peachtree Greyhounds were giving them a fight in the beginning. Brock was struggling offensively for a little bit, and then they got tired of the Peachtree Greyhounds pestering them, and they just turned on the floodgates, and it went south quick. But I would say that your kids definitely fought to the end. They didn't lay down and die like most teams at that situation.
Yeah.
They would flat out just quit.
Yeah.
And I didn't see that from that,
Yeah.
but I do.
Especially the first half we had. What I mean? So like Jack said, for the viewers, like prepared. I handle special teams for Peacekeepers, so I
I didn't say that. You did.
no, I know. I take credit for it and I own up to it because that's what I'm responsible for. So, we prepared all week. I felt good going into it. I knew, obviously you do your scouting report of people there and here and all that kind of stuff. And opening kickoff, we went to go for a pooch right. He hits it a little bit too long. Goes to one of their deep guys. And I felt like coverage wise, it was okay. And we had one kid come free that he would have had an absolute kill shot if he wanted it, but at least he had somebody there to make a play, and he kind of gave up on it, if you will.
Missed.
Just say
It
it.
wasn't even. I don't
He
even know.
missed.
He made a business decision.
Yeah, he definitely let up on it. Okay, like watching the film, it was like a little shoulder tap going by. Not even trying to tackle him. And so they take it to the house, and then go back on offense. Go on offense. Go 3 and out. They almost take it to the house. There's a flag.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, there's a flag there, so that brought it back. They had the ball. Defense gets a stop.
Interception.
Yeah,
No.
we
Yeah,
no, I think
interception or stop.
yeah,
Stop.
we get a. I think it was a stop. I don't know. One of the the defense comes up with a big drive, right? Get the ball back offensively. Got to punt again. Punt the
They run
ball.
this. They run
Oh
it.
yeah, we punt it back to the guy punt it back to the guy we don't want to punt it to. Same kid from kickoff has an opportunity, makes another business decision, and they house him. So that's how the game started. But we settled in, we battled, we competed. Like Jack said, the kids never stopped their fighting spirit, if you will. Offensively, we just had some struggles. We threw a couple picks that gave them short field, and they were able to capitalize. But just kind of like Jack said, all night, and what we were proud of for them is that they didn't just lay down and roll over and just get
Good. I
hammered.
was
They fought, they competed, even though the score was completely
Ugly.
lopsided.
Ugly.
But the talent level was just, they're just honestly, they're just better than us. You know, what I mean, it's just one of those things. They're a better school. They had some things go their way, all that stuff. But our kids fought, competed. If we continue to show that same spirit for the rest of the districts, we'll be fine.
Like
Yeah, I was gonna ask you.
ball bounces their way. It was everything,
Yeah.
everything, and
Everything
anything
that could go
went their way.
right went right
Everything could go wrong went wrong for the Peace to
for the
Greyhound.
Peacher. I was gonna ask you how your boss was after that one.
Well, we've been laughing and joking about it, before the week about mainly in terms of the post game uh, interactions between the two head coaches. But it didn't work out. We wrapped up right around it. But I will say that, and I'm not going to speak negatively about them, but like they have a great program. They got a coach on staff that I used to work with at Sealy. Great dude. I know they're doing great things over there, but some of the attitude of their kids over there is just stinky rotten.
Stinky
Stinky
rotten.
rotten.
That's a big word. It's the mustache making him sound like that.
That's a PG version of what I want to say. Because so here's one thing that really can like rub you the wrong way. Okay, after the game, shaking hands. Apparently, from what our kids told us, they were cursing our kids through the line, calling them effing bees through the line, the handshakes.
Classic.
And then we all had to gather around and say a prayer. So that kind of stuff. But other than that,
That bugs me. That
yeah.
really does. Like stuff like that bugs me.
It bugged all of us.
It bugs the crap out of me. That's when
Yeah.
you want to say no.
Bobby, no,
Screw
thank
you. Screw you guys. We're going home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was ugly. But obviously we all kind of knew going into the week that we were up. We were facing a tall uphill battle, whatnot. So he was pretty chill about it. We just kind of wanted to get through the week and not have any injuries and have our kids
Right.
battle and compete on stuff. So we came out.
It's a long season, Bubba.
We came out in pretty good spirit. And, we came out all clean afterwards, so that was
good.
That helps.
That's good.
That helps, and that's what we try to do too.
yeah. Well, it's nice for y'all this week because y'all were both on bye, which seemed like everybody was on a bye this week
Yeah.
for the state
Pretty
and for
much.
y'all specifically. But going back to last week, I got to be the same role as Jack was his previous
Mm.
buddy. Is I got to go watch the Terrell Tigers play for the first time, which I was super excited about all week to go watch the Terrell Tigers play the Melissa
Redbirds.
right?
Redbirds. Yeah.
And of course, I knew going into it, just like Jack did when he came to watch us play Brock, that Melissa, number one team in the state for 5A, C2. Beautiful facilities, absolutely amazing stadium.
Yeah.
Thing that I took away the most, that was the best, was the sound system. For some reason, that just was amazing.
It's always every good not stadium I've been to. It's either hit or miss on the sound system. It's either really good or it's
really
shitty.
I
There's
tell you,
no like in between.
well, it's so loud. It's so good that it has it in the visiting locker rooms.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
We asked them to turn it off because they had it blaring in our locker rooms when we got there.
Oh shit.
But
yes,
overall, it is a nice facility. I'm sure their indoors nice. Whatever. Anyway, so watching Jack get to do his thing, obviously, they came in on the wrong end of the score like we did, but their kids battled and competed. But again, sometimes the Jimmies and Joes are just a little bit different.
we were definitely shell shocked. We were ooh and on the whole time.
Yeah, well, we definitely got shell shocked after the punt block to begin the game.
Oh yeah.
And they operate on a very fast pace offensively. I was kind of impressed. So.
They're very, very physical. They do things very well. They don't beat themselves, and everything could go right, goes right for them.
And they got some grown ass men over there.
They do. It looks like they could play with the Detroit Lions, but they're big. They're pretty good. And shout out Melissa. If they wanted to, they could have dropped more than what they did. But I freeze. Glitchy came.
No, he did. He's
He's glitchy.
yeah,
Mr.
he's
Glitchy.
glitchy.
Mr.
He's glitching.
Glitchy in the house.
He's glitching. So
And okay, we're done talking about the two Tweedledees here. Let's talk about Mr. Superstar at the top. I saw an awesome picture of our boy over here, Mr.
doing
Mudflap
what?
McGee up here. You were sitting there talking, or you were standing there listening to your coach present to your
Coach
team.
Keith, yeah, Coach Keith.
After y'all got that dub, right? A
Yeah.
JV dub.
JV last with two freaking Tuesday night games are weird, but yeah,
Why do you have a Tuesday night game?
because we play tomorrow because of officials.
Oh wow! Who you get?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So this is cool. We can talk about the game you got tomorrow. So all right, Cletus, what you got? Who you got?
So again, kind of what y'all say. I was on a bye week last week. Played Sundown the week before. Did we talk about this?
No,
we talked
not
about
with
Sundown?
me. I haven't seen you in 2 weeks.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Crap. So we played Sundown, beat them 34-14. You know, it was one of those games you need in your pre-district. They were physical. They hit us in the freaking teeth. You know, and we needed something like that because other than Holly, no one else in our pre-district has really just, we punch, they punch, we punch again, and usually teams when we punch again, they go, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
Just because the style of football we play.
Yeah.
And it was good because when we punched again, they punched again. So it was a fight, and so we needed to be in that kind of fight for 4 quarters.
Yeah,
a team that's going to hit you back, and that's always good to play teams like that. They're physical and they're going to be physical.
Definitely.
Saw a kid get ejected from Sundown, threw a punch right before halftime.
Nice, that boy.
Yeah. So, first time seeing that.
Nice.
I've ever seen a kid just flat out closed hand throw a punch at one of our kids right before halftime.
Don't punch a dude with the helmet on.
I don't know why that's always the first thought of for a kid going, okay, football, okay, we're fighting. And first thing that someone punches someone with a helmet on, not very smart.
Yeah, agreed.
Either that or punching a wall. Those are the two options they usually do: punch a wall or punch someone with a helmet on.
And they're not soft objects.
No,
they're not soft objects.
Freaking A. So bye week was good. I hate bye weeks. I don't know what you.
They're
nice and yes, and you just get you out of routine.
Yeah.
The good thing. I say good thing. We got to play tomorrow because of officials in the Permian Basin chapter.
Yeah.
They don't have enough, so we got bumped to Thursday, which, I told our head coaches the only good thing is we're coming off a bye week, so we can kind of prep for Stanton during the bye week a little bit, and to get some stuff done then, to kind of front load a lot of stuff, which you don't want to play on Thursday, but
it works for you.
It works, and
that's what your offense does too.
Yeah, it's less time they got prep for the flex bone.
Yep.
And so instead play JV games on Tuesday. We needed that for our Jaybirds.
Yeah.
We needed that for the old Jaybirds, and finished practice today. Good practice. Had a great week of practice. Probably one of the best weeks of practice we've had in a while.
Well, good.
And so pretty excited. Go to Martin County and go to Stanton, Texas, and take on the Buffaloes in the district opener.
Ooh, district opener for the Roosevelt Eagles, huh? Well,
yep.
we root for the Eagles over here.
Oh yeah. And the other good thing about playing on Thursday, you can go scout on Friday.
Yes, sir. So y'all scout? Who y'all scouting on Friday?
Half of us going to Idalou, Abernathy, and me and 2 other guys. We're going to Littlefield, Coahoma.
Littlefield.
So we'll be splitting up and watching those games.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it'll be good.
Well, right on.
So I'm pretty excited about it.
That's cool, man. We experienced Thursday games a lot, and we had experienced one in Port Isabel because of weather, but it was an interesting game. But not here. I think I think Sudbury would like to do Thursday games just because
Really?
just because of wing tee. It gives
Oh
them
yeah,
only
it's
2
less
days to
time. Yeah,
only give them 2 days to prepare for the wing tee.
true.
But we came out by ourselves and right after playing the two top dogs. Uh,
That's not a bad thing though. Having those two top dogs by then going into that kind of the second half of
yeah,
your district.
yeah, and that's definitely a plus for us for sure. We have a pretty tough opponent Friday, Denison.
Where's
Um,
Denison at?
close to Oklahoma. Oh, I don't
Oh,
know.
it's okay. It's north.
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
y'all. Okay.
So yeah, we go to Denison. I go with the freshman Cats tomorrow. To Denison, we play on, and then we
Oh, okay.
play again
Today's
Friday.
freaking Wednesday. I'm a dumb butt. Holy crap.
Yeah, man. You said tomorrow, Bubba.
My
Come on.
brain is like, oh
I'm,
yeah,
I'm back. I'm back.
Earth to Cletus. Earth to Cletus.
right.
They
Okay.
were the grown-ups are talking. Shh, young sir. Continue. So
So
we go play
Denison.
we play the Yellow Jackets. They're gonna be pretty tough a team. They got some linemen and linebackers that flow pretty fast to the football. We got to take care of them up front, and we'll be all right.
Mm,
Uh, I know I just was mentioning earlier. If we do what we do, not try to get too cute like Josh's mustache, we'll be all right.
just go out execute them.
Yeah, and that's basically what we do, and we got to get back on our winning way and start
Mm.
rolling because this
How's the
these next
mentality the
these
last
next
2
5
weeks?
weeks, it's been good.
I
You
know it's
know,
hard when you get your throat
yeah,
kicked in.
I think we definitely it was a gut check, saying that we think we could just turn on like
Turn a
game
switch on and
speed,
go and
turn a
be
switch on and go play and be good.
yeah.
But as some teams, as you've been coaching long enough, Mister 10 years over here, that you have teams that have 11. Sorry,
No. One I've coached one team
yeah,
that could I'm gonna say they could dick around and practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
yeah,
They
and then
could
turn it on.
jackass around. Then when Friday night gets here, they go
Yeah,
freaking dominate people. It was the
yeah,
19 team that played in the semis at
yeah,
Greenwood. They're
yes,
the only team I've been around that could just flip a switch and
yeah,
go kick someone's ass.
yeah, and they think that's what our guys here think they can do, which I think they can do, but I don't feel like they can do. They need to prepare.
Mm-hmm.
I think last year's group could turn on that switch, but they also had seniors that would get in their butt and say, "Hey, I want this. You better want it. If not, you get your butt to the side. I'm gonna go get it." And these guys just think they could turn a switch on and go beat anybody. Well, I think they got to prepare and get mentally right in order to beat anybody. And they're a great group of kids. They do when they get going, they're dangerous to stop, and they could do about anything. And that's a good thing about being in the wing tee. These guys, these seniors now, uh, have been in the wing tee the longest, so they know it. You can literally call any play in our offense in any formation, and they can run it, and know how to run it. So that's good for us. So
That is nice.
yeah,
We're,
and
we I mean we got the same
yeah,
deal here. It is
yeah. So that's a
it's
plus
nice.
for us. But we just got to take
Mm-hmm.
care of business. We got to take care of the trenches. We got to take care of those D linemen. They can get after you. But I stuck around because I think our front guys can take care of themselves and get us some wins. So I think if we take care of that, we'll be okay. So we're rooting for the Roosevelt Eagles tomorrow night. I'm gonna keep track of the score on
Amen.
my bus ride home from Denison after we kick some Denison Yellow
Let's
Jacket.
go.
What kind of mascot is a Yellow Jacket? First off, that's just a
Like
bee,
Yeah.
or a wasp. Come on, man,
Mm-hmm.
terrible. Anyway,
It's
what
like
okay?
there's some good mascots in the state
Oh
of Texas.
yes,
There's some
well, that's
there's
a
some elite
podcast.
there's some elite ones
That's a
in the
podcast.
state.
That's a
That's a
topic for another day.
That's a topic for
There's
another
some
day.
elite ones. But yes, I agree. What's the color scheme? That's my question.
Yellow and black. How
Okay,
original.
that's not bad though.
Yeah.
It could be worse. It could be maroon and yellow, like Kermit. Ugly.
True.
That's one of the ugliest color combinations in the state.
Agreed.
That's true.
Agreed. But yes, so
Ugh.
We're rooting for the Roosevelt Eagles against the Stanton Buffaloes. We're rooting for the Terrell Tigers over the Denison Yellow Jackets. And what do you got down there, Mr. Sir, Mr. Peaster Greyhounds? Who do they take care of this
Well, first
Friday?
off, I'm just going to welcome myself back after our brief little
Mr.
thunderstorm.
Glitchy is in the house, baby. Pixel
We
Jr.
apparently have had a little storm coming through that wanted to flicker with the power, so that took out the internet. Back on track.
Jack went. Is that me? Am I frozen again? He goes.
Yeah.
I go. Nope. It's Josh on that one.
Yeah, that was
It is
me.
Let's
Josh.
go.
That was me. No, the Peaster Greyhounds are hosting Whitesboro. Forgot.
Bearcats. I'm guessing here.
Bearcats. There it is.
Is the Bearcats?
Yes,
Let's go.
it is the
I'm-
Bearcats.
I like to toot my
Uh,
own horn on that one. I'm not horrible about mascots and town names.
No,
so.
you did a great job. But yeah, I slipped my mind off that one. So we feel pretty confident. We're hoping that the kids can show up. I think they've kind of got past what happened last week. I think we've all kind of had it be watered off the duck's back type stuff.
Mhm.
Quack,
We've
quack.
had a pretty good week of practice. We're trying to sell it as this is the most important game of our season right now,
Mhm.
because we feel if we can sneak this one against Whitesboro and set us up with really good stretch to finish the year to possibly at least finish third in district, maybe as high as second. We beat Paradise and went out, but at the minimum be third, make playoff, set ourselves up better first round. So
Yep.
You avoid Jim Ned.
yeah,
Right.
yes,
You basically that's the reward. If you don't get fourth, you don't get Jim Ned the first round.
that's true. Now this year for Jim Ned, obviously as always solid, but one of the films we got when we were playing Wall the week before they played Wall, their starting quarterback who's a stud, tore his ACLs out all year. Their backup's not that good.
Okay.
Ouchie.
So, but still,
Ouch.
it is Jim Ned. It is
Ouch.
still Jim
Right.
Ned. So
Yeah.
Right. It's like us. If you get fourth place in our districts, you know who you get? The Wildcats of Canadian.
I was about to
That beat Randall by 30.
Yeah,
Last
Canadians. If you
Yeah.
don't play, I'm saying this. If you guys don't play them, they might
Yeah.
be going to the
You-
down the street down here.
You
Unless injury bug hits them.
you cannot get fourth in our district. If you get first, second, you can make a run. Third, you get like Childress, which is tough, but it's a little bit better than Canadian.
Right.
Canadian may be Gunner. I may make that
Yeah.
call. I think
Yeah.
Canadian should have been last year,
Yeah.
and I think Canadian's on a freaking mission to get back to Jerry World.
I think so too. Especially after I saw that Randall score. I'm like, equally. That's
Yes.
dangerous.
Yes.
Especially 5A Randall, right? 5A? Yeah.
No, 4D2 or 1. I'm sorry, 4D1. So, but they're basically a full classification and a half,
Yeah.
bigger than Canadian.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh.
Give it the Joes rolling through, baby.
Yep.
Yes, they do. The
So-
old Wildcats do for sure.
So let's all right, let's not do like a whole pick'em thing. All right, let's do something like I got an idea here for us.
We didn't like how Cletus. Oh, Cletus, did you ever go back and see how we did last week or the week?
No, I
before
didn't.
with
I
our
did.
pick?
I did not. I forgot. As soon as you hit off, I forgot about it.
I
really
think for the
did.
most part we did all right because a lot of those picks were the same picks I did for our pick'em and stuff like that, especially NFL wise.
All right,
Yeah.
so all right, this is how we'll do it. So we got some pretty big college football games this week, right? The big, including the Red River rivalry, but we always known as the Red River Shootout.
Yep.
So we got that one. We got LSU and Missouri. You got Texas Tech, Baylor, of course. How about the Alabama Crimson Tide versus Texas A&M?
Oh,
You have Georgia versus Kentucky. You have Michigan versus Minnesota.
that's for the East.
Yeah,
The Georgia,
You have-
I think Georgia,
Yeah.
Kentucky's for the East.
I
Then
agree.
you have Notre Dame and Louisville, of course. So of all these ones I mentioned, or some of these ones I mentioned, besides we're gonna talk about the Red River shootout or rivalry, whatever you want to call it, here in a second. But of some of those lists I've said, which game to you is going to be interesting? Like last week was a big upset in the world of people. Ole Miss beating LSU. Also, I mean, I guess
Yeah,
I
for
can
me,
start.
well,
Go
that
ahead.
one last week, Ole Miss wasn't as much of an upset. It was just a really entertaining game, but I was kind of surprised about how bad LSU's defense.
Oh, they're awful. They are piss awful.
Yeah, I
Like
was
they may
surprised
win.
how
They
bad they
may
were.
they may win 5 games and that's it this
Yeah,
year.
I was surprised.
And you know who's really surprising me is how bad they've been playing recently is Arkansas.
Yes.
Yes,
They have no offensive
Ah,
line.
I
They have no
get
O
you, but
line.
it's Arkansas, big guy. I
I
think,
understand that, but KJ Jefferson can't do it by himself.
yeah,
He's
so here's
talented.
so
7 sacks that O line gave up. 15 tackles for a loss. They gave up last week against A&M.
yeah.
15.
mm,
So here's 2 games. I won't even include the Red River because everybody's gonna watch that, right? Everybody's gonna say this and that. And that's a big game. Let's start with this one. Out of the Red River shootout, who is this a bigger game for? Oklahoma or Texas?
Texas.
Oof.
It's Texas.
Yes, that is
I mean,
true. Because if they can do what they did last year and just donkey stomp Oklahoma, it's who's going to beat them in the Big 12? Who do
Right.
you think? Who has the best chance? If
not a swinging
but
total.
but OU, I'm not impressed with OU though
I'm
either.
not either. OU
De-
hasn't played anybody.
well,
So
defensively,
if this
they're
game is this,
defensively. I don't think they're very good.
so this game could possibly answer a lot of questions, right? It could be is Texas for real? For real? If Texas goes out there and beats them by
God,
Donkey stomp.
two
Just say
or
it.
three
Donkey
scores,
stomp.
right? Donkey's Thompson.
I hope
Uh,
K State like beats them
does
like down
Oklahoma
the road.
show up? Does Oklahoma show up and participate in the game, or do they just get ran by? You know what I
I
mean?
don't.
So
I don't.
a
I
lot of
don't.
questions I think are going to
I'm
be
not.
answered. How
I'm
I'm
good?
not.
not
A,
a.
I don't say big bunch of takes here since we've already brought up the rivalry here. I
I'm.
don't do a bunch of takes, but this is my take, and you can take it to whatever you want. I think it's going to be a game. I don't think
I'm not.
Texas. I don't think Texas is going to run away with it because, like you said,
Mhm.
it's going to answer a lot of the questions that we are answering or talking about. Like OU, are they as good as they are? They talk about these guys. They're 5-0. Texas is 5-0. Texas is Texas, and to me, overall, they're the best team in the Big 12. Yeah, I said it. I might burn people burning my house down because of this, but Texas is good, and they should win the Big 12 outright. There's not a team in the Big 12 that has the same offensive line power, defensive line power, skill guys power to match Texas. And this is going to answer the question: is Oklahoma going to give them a run for their money and show that Texas does have some weaknesses? Because
Right,
that's the only team at this point in time that can,
right.
unless they get a
Not.
trap game. Like,
I'm
Could
not a
happen.
believer in Venables as a head football. I'm not.
yeah,
He has not showed me anything
I understand. That's what I'm
as
saying.
as
That
the
this is
head guy.
huge, and I think it's going to be a closer game than if I could be completely dead
Like
wrong. But I think it's going to be a closer game than what they say. It's Texas 6.5. That's kind of what I
uh,
think too.
6.5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Are you? There's no way.
that's what it says right here.
It's only six and a
Texas
half.
6.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
6.5.
only 6.5.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Wow.
Oklahoma might show up, and the
I may
Oklahoma
tell you,
team, that
I would
Oklahoma
go
fan.
Texas. I would hammer Texas. I would give the 6.5 to OU because I think Texas is going to beat the freaking brakes off Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I
I
really
would.
do.
Yeah.
I
I
What
would.
do
hope
you got,
not because
Josh?
I hate those motherfuckers in Austin.
Yeah.
What do you
I hate
think?
those
I don't.
motherfuckers at Norman. So
I think it's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna like we've seen Alabama kind of. I mean, not Alabama. We've seen Texas already this year, in some big games. Right? They went into Tuscaloosa and beat Bama. Right? They struggled a little
oh,
bit, but
they
pulled
didn't
away
beat
against
Bama.
Wyoming.
They dominated Alabama.
They
That's not the
beat
same Alabama.
Yeah. No.
But continue. I agree.
Not the same Alabama we've seen the last couple weeks. Who I think have been playing better than what they did against Texas.
I think that's what helped Texas is catching Bama early.
Yes.
Yeah,
But like they've
agreed.
played some games. Oklahoma, I think this is their first. Obviously, it's going to be their first true test. Up. We really are going to be able to truly see what team they have.
I just
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't feel like Oklahoma is as explosive as they used to be. And then defensively, I don't think they've been tested yet this year. So we'll see if Texas gets rolling early. It's going to be a blowout. Like Cleet said, I definitely think I would hammer Texas at 6.5. Uh, for that
all
for that
day.
line. So
'Cause I think
There's a
Texas.
rivalry, baby. Come
I
on.
understand
now.
that, but when you look on the field, Texas has better, like you said, Jack. They have better players
I agree.
than Oklahoma.
Yeah, I get you.
but
I
like
understand.
you never know. You never know. So the next
Right.
game,
Never
they-
know in the Red River Shootout,
I'll
baby.
say this: people get fired for not winning these games. Like if Venables, how many years have Venables been at OU?
This would
3.
be 2 or 3. Yeah.
This is 2, and he lost last year, right?
Yeah.
So if
This
he
is year
loses
2,
this year, that's 2. You don't get to lose to Texas twice
Yeah.
in a row, or 3 times in a row.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey,
so
but it also depends on how much the
people's
season
job,
finishes,
his
so.
job may be the hot
Also-
seat may be getting warm in Norman if he gets beat, if he gets demolished by Texas.
Well, speaking of hot seats, you want to bring this up? Speaking of hot seats, Mr. Jimbo Fisher.
Nice
What
little
about
nice transition there.
Yeah.
Alabama, what you got? They got Alabama 1.5 over Texas A&M.
So the
Really?
thing, so the
See,
thing that
it opened up as 3.5 is
well, the
when it
thing that's-
opened up.
I think it's dropped a little bit. Well, also too because they're playing in College Station. So
It's a pick 'em in College Station.
I don't know. I'll go real quick on my take on it. I thought when A&M had their other quarterback, they were pretty good. I think with Johnson, they're still pretty solid, and they got a really good defense. So if A&M is able to take away Alabama's
Easy
run
there.
game,
He's there on a good defense. Easy.
well, run game at least.
Yeah,
They
the
didn't
front seven solid.
Didn't Miami
front
beat
step-
them?
Actually, you know what? So
Yeah,
Kentucky-
because
I'm gonna go
Miami
back-
threw the ball. They were able
Well,
to throw the ball on
Okay,
them.
so technically, if you go back and you take away the Miami game out of A&M's schedule, A&M actually has, when you look at the stats, it's one of the top defenses in the nation.
Right.
And so, if they're able to at home with that crowd and get into it, stop the run game for Bama, which hasn't necessarily been their strong suit, like it has been in the past.
Has Bam
And
been
you
able to throw the
force-
ball at all this year?
Not very well.
Like they had been in the past.
Right.
You know, they were able just to air that shit out last few
I think if
years.
A&M can get to the point where they can stop the run to force
Mhm.
Alabama to throw the ball with Milroe or whoever this the throwback there,
I like it.
they're going to win the game.
He's gonna be giggle. Tomorrow he might be after they beat whoever they play Stanton. He's gonna start doing the midnight yell shit.
I know.
Whatever the heck that is. When they say something good, hoo whatever the heck the thing they say.
Anyway, that should be a good game. I just,
I think
and
so,
Obviously, if both teams are ranked, that definitely would have been a 7:00 kickoff primetime game. But
Which again, here's my
really
thing.
the 7:00 is the 7:00 game
nobody.
is
Well,
Kentucky
6:30.
and Georgia is the 6:00 game.
That's
Yeah.
in
And they have Georgia 15.
I know.
See-
I would take Kentucky. I think Kentucky's going to be closer.
the this is probably for first place in the West.
I agree.
Yeah.
Has a like the winner has a like the inside track to go to Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a big deal. You know, obviously I think A&M's gonna beat Bama. I think it's gonna be close because I think Saban is gonna, because you know I've been kind of watching and listening all week, and all you know the experts are about 50-50. Half of them are picking A&M, half of them picking Bama, and I think Saban is good enough to use that to say, hey, see, they don't know about us. They don't
Yeah.
believe in us anymore.
Right.
And just kind of try to add some fuel to that fire to motivate those guys a little more. And, you know, motivate Alabama is dangerous. I don't care
Who you are? What you
who
did?
you are. I mean, but
They're
I
not.
think
What is it? They're not being the hunted anymore. They're
Right.
the hunted, and that's a scary Bama team in my opinion.
agreed.
So,
But
doo-doo-doo.
I like A&M, but I hope
We know you do, Big Gay. We know.
And then even going to the Kentucky Georgia game, I know they're playing in Georgia, but has
that's
Georgia,
for the East, by the way.
Yeah,
That's for inside track to the East. You go to
yeah,
Atlanta.
I believe. But looking at this, like Georgia's at minus 15. Like I think Kentucky's a pretty solid program.
I
Right
think
now.
Georgia. I think Georgia got put to the test a little bit last week, but
I
Georgia
don't know.
Georgia'd. So
Yeah.
I
don't know
think
if I would
I don't think they-
Kentucky's run game is scary to me.
Yeah, I don't
But
think.
Georgia's run defense is
Yeah.
scarier.
Yeah,
I
but I don't think Georgia's
like the Stoops
completely
brother.
firing on all cylinders, to be honest, too. So.
I
Not
like
yet.
him.
Georgia's not firing yet. But
I like. Is it Mark Stoops at Kentucky?
yeah,
I like him. He does a good. He does a good job
yeah,
He's done a
of
great
getting
job
those.
since he's been there.
Yes,
yeah.
agreed.
So I think that's going to be a
Oh.
really good game there. I could easily say like, yeah, I think Kentucky's going to make it close, and then turn it on and it's like a blowout. It's like the one game that it clicks all for Georgia. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they
Right.
struggle against all these other programs, and then Kentucky comes in ranked, and they just blow the doors off. And it's just like, oh, there we go.
Yep.
So
Well,
that one's going to be good. And then the other one too, I think is going to be really good because I'm really interested to see how good they actually are. Is Notre Dame LSU, and more of that for me is just ACC stuff because Miami's got to play Louisville.
Notre
Dame and
Dame and
LSU.
who?
Notre Dame didn't play LSU. LSU
Louisville.
and Louisville. Or it's Notre
What's
Dame and
that?
Notre Dame,
Louisville.
Louisville.
That's what I said.
No.
No, you said LSU.
I said Louisville.
No, you
All
fucking
right.
didn't.
We'll move on. Let's
Boom,
go.
Boomhauer.
All right,
Boomhauer. You did not fucking say that.
Before we change topics, I have an
Fucking
interesting.
Sorry,
Boomhauer.
I have
Shit.
an interesting discussion that we can have.
Shit,
So
man.
today I had an interesting. I had a conversation with this guy today, talking. So I play the devil's advocate when I talk to people about Dallas Cowboys.
No.
You know this. You know this.
Never. You never play devil's advocate.
For the Cowboys, I do all the time. So
Never.
anyway, so
Y'all hear the sarcasm in my voice?
yes. So anyway, the conversation was the Niners Cowboys game. We're going to talk NFL.
Oh, that's this week, huh?
So the Cowboys Niners game Sunday night. It's going to be
Sunday
prime
night
time.
football, baby.
It's prime time Niners Cowboys. So he was mentioning me as they're going to beat them and this and that. I said I'm a realist. I'm going to say this. Dallas in the red zone is their biggest weakness. If you can't score in the red zone versus the Niners are going to put the thing in the red zone and get in the end zone in the red zone, and Cowboys are just going to get field goals and they're going to end up losing because they can't get in the end zone and the Niners can. And he's like, that's not a big. To me, that's not a big issue right now at the moment because it's still early in the season. And I said, it's a big issue because when your defense has to bail you out of games because you can't get in the end zone, your defense cannot always win you the game, as you've seen in Arizona. I said Arizona was a perfect trap game because they were looking ahead, but I also said they've been in the red zone in the last 4 games. They've been in the red zone 20-something times and only got 2 touchdowns to show for it. Now, I'm not a mathematician or the smartest man in the world. That's 14 points when you should have more than 14 points, and you should have more points than the Miami Dolphins in a game if you've gone in red zone 20 times and you can only get it in twice. And he goes, that's not a big concern to me because when the season goes on, they'll get things going. I said, it's the same thing, man. Like, you can still be in this hunt for things, but the biggest red flag to me is the injury to Trayvon Diggs and red zone for Dallas. Because the red zone is in all the NFL defenses bend but don't break. NFL teams are going to get their yardage. They're going to get their stats. The difference is the best ones in the red zone get points, get 7, not 3. As you see, the teams that have come to the red zone and get touchdowns win games. A perfect example is Kansas City. When they're in the red zone, they get touchdowns. Or when they're in the red zone, they control the clock and set the tone of how things are. You saw what Buffalo did to Miami. Miami got to the red zone. They couldn't get in the red zone. They had to settle for field goals. And guess what? Buffalo was getting touchdowns, and Buffalo ended up winning the deal. So the red zone to me is the biggest concern for Dallas. If they can't figure that out, it's going to be a long way. So, but anyway,
here's what Dallas.
So, what's your opinion on teams in the red zone? What's your opinion on this?
Dallas needs to throw the Ferguson more in the red zone.
Not for fantasy.
Selfishly, Jack, they need to throw the Ferguson more in the red zone. Selfishly.
So my concern, the question would be, or the debate topic would be, are you more concerned?
Debate topic.
Is there
Am I concerned?
Is there concern
Yes.
that you're not getting in the red zone in 4 weeks of the year and you can't get in the red zone?
Yes.
Scoring the red zone, is that a concern topic?
It's finishing drives. Yes. You should be concerned because you know why? You know who got Dallas in the end zone when they were in the red zone? Fucking Zeke.
I
The
know.
hammer, thunder, not lightning, did,
I'm with you.
and they got rid of thunder,
That's what I'm saying. That to me, that's a concern. But some people are
and
saying that ain't a concern.
they don't have a back on their roster to get them in the ends. They don't have a thumper. They have a lot of like speed guys, scat guys,
Right.
Yeah.
but they really don't. To me, that they don't have a thumper to get the 3 yards they need. And I really don't think Dallas's offensive line's
They're older.
great. They're good still, but they're not just dominant.
Yeah.
You know, I
agree.
think it was the offensive line. Obviously, when Zeke's rookie year, if it was that offensive line with these backs, I think they would score a little more than what they have been.
No.
Obviously, that group was special,
No.
and we're seeing it now that Dallas paid the wrong people. Jerry done paid the wrong people.
You see what happened was.
What happened?
What you got, Josh?
Well, you'll see.
What you got here, Josh? What's your?
I definitely think it's from an offensive perspective, obviously it's definitely something not to be in panic mode, but definitely a cause for concern. Because like Cleet said, obviously you want to finish every drive, but also like that's your money. It's like we have money downs and stuff like that, but that's where truly people make their money is in the red zone and being able to execute
Oh,
all that kind of stuff. So like if
I have an
Dallas,
idea.
Dallas has Dak and they got all this publicity and Mike McCarthy's calling it now and they have these great drives and they get into the red zone and you know, for all of us, field goals are good every once in a while, but if you consistently drive inside the red zone and all you get is field goals, you're probably going to lose a football game for the most part because the other team sometimes, like, you could take the ball down twice, get two field goals, and score 6 points. Well, all it takes is to go one drive to go up 7-6. You know what I mean? So uh, it's
Agreed.
definitely a confidence booster too if you can always get into the red zone and have that mindset that we're going to score because the opposite side works too. That sometimes they can have great drives. You get in the red zone, and then all of a sudden that worry, that doubt starts to creep in, and the next thing you know, you don't execute, and you have flags and penalties and stuff that force you out of rhythm and stuff. So I don't. It's a concern for the Cowboys, yes, a major concern. Not it's not hitting the panic button yet, but
Oh,
they
I didn't say
definitely.
panic, but
No,
you're
I'm
definitely
just saying.
playing. You're playing your when you're the team that is going to make the Super Bowl.
Yes, and they definitely, if the Cowboys are going to win this game, are going to have to score touchdowns.
Yeah,
They're going to have to
their defense is good, but their defense isn't.
because the 49ers, like if the Cowboys are able to move the ball in the 49ers, one, that's very encouraging. But then
All right.
two, if they can finish with touchdowns, it's even better because the 49ers are the best team in the NFL.
Agreed.
So look this up because I was kind of curious. So red zone scoring percentage, touchdowns only, no field goals.
Right.
So touchdowns only. What team do you think leads the NFL
With
in
touchdowns in the red zone,
49ers.
Nope.
I would.
They are
say-
the
I would say
Niners are in the top 10.
Lions.
The Lions are Lions are in the top 20.
Hey, Chiefs.
Baltimore.
Oh,
The Chiefs.
oh no.
No, Baltimore. 80%.
Okay.
They're at 80%. Then second place, Miami at 77. Then Indianapolis at 72. Green Bay at 69%. And the Chargers at 68%. San Fran is 7 at 66.67%. Now, the old Cowboys.
Mm.
Let me
Let's-
scroll
first off,
down. Let me scroll down here a little
Let's
bit.
guess who's the bottom first,
Okay.
and that's either going to be the Bears or the Broncos.
Nope.
Cowboys.
30th.
Damn.
Dallas, they are at 36.84% touchdowns in the red zone.
That's terrible.
32. Who do you think is the 30? Who's the last place team in this?
Panthers.
They're winning Panthers
Nope.
because the Panthers don't get there very often. It has to be
Raiders.
Nope.
Jets.
Steelers.
Nope. Not the Jets. Jets are 20th, surprisingly. Pats aren't.
You said-
Carolina is 26th.
you said-
Pittsburgh's 28th.
The Browns.
The Titans are 29th. The Browns aren't. Nope.
So, bro, the Titans
Nor-
are one higher than the Cowboys in the red zone, and the
Yes.
Titans had Derrick Henry do their offense.
32nd in the league. New Orleans.
New Orleans,
33.3%. Then 31st, Dallas is beating these two teams, New Orleans and Houston.
and Houston's
Houston's
up and up, baby.
35%. They are. CJ Stroud, he's impressed me a lot more than I thought he would, honestly. I thought he
Bro.
was going to be a freaking
But he's
bust.
also got some good young
You
rookie
said the
receivers.
the Saints,
The
and the
Saints, the Texans,
and the
and Dallas.
Cowboys.
So your bottom five, New Orleans, Houston, Dallas, Tennessee, Pittsburgh.
Bro, and they're not even in the top. They're not even like in the top percentage of win
Yeah.
percentage
No,
predicted besides
You
Dallas.
wanna get yourself sick right here, Jack.
What's
Last year, Dallas 71%. There were 71% touchdowns in the. They got in red zone 71% of the time. They're scoring a touchdown.
See, that's a concern, Joshua. Why you think I said what I said, man?
Hey, I agree with you.
That's a
What's up, man?
concern.
What's up, man? I agree with you. Okay.
That's a concern.
They were like just looking at this, just glancing at this. They were like 1 or 2 last year in red zone efficiency, touchdowns
They're
last
probably
year.
like 31st. Huh?
Now that's terrible.
They're
30th,
they're 30th.
dude.
Again, touchdowns only, no field goals. This is touchdowns only.
Yeah, they've got a crap ton of field goals. If you did field goals, they're probably top 10. What'd you say the Chiefs
Yeah.
were?
The Chiefs 16. So they're middle of the road.
Yeah.
Chiefs are at 56%.
But the thing about the Chiefs is they will get better in the red
Yeah.
zone.
See, around the Chiefs is Seattle, Denver, Kansas City, the Giants, Atlanta, Detroit. That's kind of the teams they're around.
So how do you like the Fighting Dan Campbell's boys? How y'all feel about them?
He's got them boys playing tough,
Big,
physical.
He's biting kneecaps, baby. They're biting
big,
kneecaps.
hey, grit. I want a grit hat, by the way. I do want a grit hat. But
Okay, who is the biggest? Okay, we're only 4 weeks in. We still got a long way to go. But who is the biggest like surprise that you're seeing how they're playing right now at the moment?
Thinking the same thing.
Miami.
You think?
Well, but
you-
Miami started off hot last year.
I
Maybe
would
not.
say to me it's the Bengals.
Oh, how bad they are.
Yes.
Joey B got paid and he went, oh,
Him and the Giants. If you told me the Giants,
the Giants
would,
are awful.
well, the Giants would be bad after
Oh,
their coach,
they
after their
actually
head
played-
coach. You're
Yeah.
telling me they play well in Seattle, bro? Stop.
hey, another one. Who
Oh,
You
I'm
watch
thinking-
Seattle
no,
Monday.
I'm
watch
thinking of the-
Monday night.
Sorry, no.
buddy.
For some reason, I was thinking of the Jets of the night before.
No,
New
the
York.
Jets actually are
No, the Giants
surprisingly
look like
good.
shit.
another one, Pittsburgh, how not very good they are.
Yeah, they're not very good. I'm trying to think of
With Mike Tomlin. I want to see if this year, if Tomlin can keep that streak alive.
Yeah, you have to see. If not,
you know a team that surprised me so far. That there's 2 of them, somewhat that have been
Can
one for sure that have surprised with, but I would say Houston with the
Houston?
Texans.
Yeah.
Even though
I-
they're 2-2, it's not a complete shit show. They've actually been competitive. Maybe I think they got blown out maybe the first week, but
right.
they put
Stroud,
the sword.
CD
It's
Stroud's
coaching,
not
baby.
bad.
It's coaching, baby. Their
Oh,
offensive
hey.
coordinator is putting them in
Mhm.
situations because, he's a disciple of who? Can you tell me?
Reed is it
Kyle
Andy Reid?
Shanahan.
Is he a Shanahan guy?
He's a Shanahan guy. You know who's the Cardinals?
The Cardinals are a lot better than I thought. I thought they were going to be a freaking shit show.
Yeah.
Honestly.
They might get better when old Kyler Murray comes back. But
they?
another
Do
guy.
they get better?
I think they do.
Dobbs is doing a good job of
Yeah,
just
I think
not losing the games for him.
what's his name is a big surprise for me if he learns not to take those hits, and that's Anthony Richardson for the Colts.
Yes.
Yes, but
I think if he doesn't take those hits, he's going to be pretty good because he's brought a weapon to that offense with Jonathan Taylor. That
Well, when Taylor comes back, love
Yes.
you even more.
That's the thing, though, because you know that kid has only played football one way. It's
Yeah.
how he's playing it right now. That's how he got to the league.
Yeah.
Is playing football that way. It's hard to reprogram your brain to say, "Hey, let's slide,"
Yeah.
instead of like lowering my shoulder
Yeah.
and trying to
Yeah,
run this
I
guy
agree with
over.
I agree with that.
If he
But
continues to do what he does, he's gonna make me eat my words because I said that he was gonna be the bust of last
that
year's
is very
class,
true.
so
You did say that.
I did.
Yeah.
You
So
and Adam both.
I
You
was
and
not a
Adam both.
big fan of his either.
I said, what's his name? I think situational wise, Carolina's a mess.
Oh, Carolina's awful. I'm so happy Chris McCaffrey got out of there when he did.
Yeah. Carolina's a mess.
Cleveland's a lot better than I thought they would be.
Yes.
Their defense, they're okay. Granted,
They had
Tennessee
a
decided to
defense.
play offense. Tennessee finally decided to play offense last week.
What's offense in Tennessee? What's that mean?
I don't know.
Their
Oh,
offense
Derek-
is it's
they
not
don't-
called offense. It's called Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry doesn't get hit 2 yards on the backfield.
Yeah.
You know, against the Bengals, he actually got like a head of steam.
Yeah.
You know, they were actually semi-competent. The Bucks are a lot better than I thought they would be.
Baker, baby. Whoever
Baker,
dogged
baby.
on my boy Baker Mayfield needs to
Yeah.
be
So
smacked.
here's one too that I picked him as to be a dark horse in the AFC, new head coach,
NFC.
new head coach, star quarterback, maybe somebody who's overrated. Thought he could go in there and fix the ship because last year they were doo-doo. That's the Denver Broncos.
Oh, they're shit awful. They're fucking
They're
shit awful.
awful. They're
Now,
terrible to watch right now.
My favorite quote of this year was when after the Miami game, after Peyton and that group gave up 70, the reporter said, "So how do you feel about this, Coach?" Peyton just made a 2-minute speech about how embarrassed he was and blah 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 blah. And the reporter goes, "So how do you feel about giving up 70?" And Peyton looked at him and said, "I've already answered that question. Next question."
Yeah.
It's like he's kind of goating him. You don't
Yeah.
like that from Sean Payton, but you kind of get it. Like, we gave up 70 in the NFL. This has only happened 3 times in NFL history. An NFL team has gave up 70 points to somebody.
Yeah.
Now, I'll say this: the Miami coach, I always forget his freaking name.
Mike McDaniel.
McDaniel. Good job for not embarrassing. He could have kicked the field goal to break the record.
Yes, he could have.
But he needed, and it's kind of it was the classy thing to do.
Like what the Chiefs did Sunday night. They nailed it. They needed.
Oh yeah.
Instead of scoring a touchdown, they need it, but they also do it for clock management and keep the ball away from that other team. You really root for the guy, but you're not really sad when you see it, and that's the Patriots. You like to root for Bill Belichick, but you also have to root for Big Red, baby. Big Andy Reid. You like what he does. He just beat my hero.
No,
I will say this about the Chiefs that it's starting to get a little bit overdue.
Taylor Swift,
but over.
Yes, that's
played up
starting to get old.
Taylor Swift stuff from their game the other night on Sunday night against the Jets.
Yeah,
I saw something the next day. It's there was 19 times or something that the camera pointed to Swift in the box, and there was combined 8 commercials with Taylor Swift or Kelsey or Mahomes or Reed, which I know they're all over the place now, but
it's over the board. But
yes,
but when you're dominating,
watch the Chiefs and Jets, and here bang 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 bang, Taylor Swift, Kelsey.
Yes, but what do we ask for when when we create this?
Yeah,
as a society, but we also you create. We're what and you could say what you want, but we're watching one of the greatest teams now, like the Patriots now,
right,
and that's the Chiefs.
Right, I agree.
And they did the same thing, and it's a marketing.
Yeah.
world,
I
and
will
they're
say
going to
this.
market the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. You're going to
Yeah,
have to market
absolutely.
him on
with
TV.
with a very outspoken and a tight end with a personality
Yeah,
that's not afraid to talk
yeah,
and speak
Now,
his mind.
I
That's
do
what I
give him.
like George Kittle. George
yeah,
Kittle's the same way. I like George Kittle because he's not afraid to. He'll talk.
yeah,
He'll go on busting with the boys with Lawan and Compton,
yeah.
and just talk.
Yeah. Now the one thing for Kelsey that I'll give him props about whether he's actually doing anything with Taylor or not, or just a connection, but he's playing the game the right way because just using her for his own personal gain is a pretty smart financial move, if you know what I mean. Like just being associated with her, like I'm saying, even if they're
His
not
jersey
dating
sales have
or
skyrocketed.
yeah,
His
he went from being like
followings.
top 25 to top 5. He's gained X amount of followers and like from
Yes,
a
But
financial
yes,
clout.
and this is
so
created by us.
Hmm.
talking about it. So two things. So kind of going kind of backing up here about I know the teams that I'm surprised with the Bears how bad they are.
Oh yeah,
They're awful.
the Bears.
The Bears are
I feel like
If
for
they're
the
shithole.
if
Bears,
they're if they're 0-5, their head coach is fired.
I feel like for the Bears
Agreed.
last year offensively they were a lot
Lovey
better than
Smith,
where
bring
they
him
were.
back.
That
But
was
Bring
the
like,
back
dumbest thing
Lovey.
they ever did.
Bring
yeah,
back
I agree.
Lovey.
Hey, so
Bring back
speaking of that,
Lovey.
two things. I'm gonna bring this little top nitpick in.
I got
They
one
have a
more
betting
thing.
line. Yeah, we'll go back to you. They had a betting line in the beginning of the year. The first head coach to get fired was Josh McDaniels for the Raiders. But now might second guess and say it's going to be the Bears. But continue. Go. Second
Agreed.
point.
Same point. Did you see the documentary Kelsey on Amazon
I haven't
Prime?
watched it yet.
No,
No.
not yet.
So, recommend it. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Really good.
I will check it
Yeah.
out. I might watch
Yeah.
it.
It's pretty
After my
good.
nap.
It's
I might
pretty dang good. So if you get a
check it out.
chance to, it's like I was a fan of Jason Kelsey,
Yeah.
and that just made me like a bigger fan
Yeah.
of Jason
Yeah, he's
Kelsey.
definitely more like every time I listen to their show and them talk, like I'm sure Travis is a cool dude, but he kind of also kind of gives off the douchebag
Party
vibe.
boy, dude. Yes,
You
the
know what I
frat
mean?
boy.
Yeah, and he might not be. I don't know. He may not be, but Jason seems more of that guy. Like, hey, let's go get
You
a
can
drink
go
at
have a
the.
beer. Yep,
Let's go have a beer. You're probably gonna have 8. I'm gonna have 2. We're gonna be good.
right.
And
Or we
he's
can
gonna
sit
be
by the
more
fire pit.
personable.
We can sit
Yeah,
by the fire and just hang out and talk.
yeah,
Yeah. Agreed.
more arm.
Agreed.
But yes, so if you're a fan, again, it made me a bigger fan of Jason Kelsey.
That's cool.
Go Kelsey's.
Yep.
That's the one they were talking about on the podcast, right? The show
Yes,
they did about him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
yes.
Definitely
With
gonna
his
check it out.
wife, when his wife, Jason Kelsey's wife, was on that podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a cool
Yep,
story too.
that is pretty cool.
Uh, what else? You said the Bears.
The Bears
Man,
are awful.
I drafted Justin
The-
Fields on my team. What a
I
joke!
was going. I was going to. I got Tua.
yeah. Well,
Tua's
Tua's
been
not bad.
decent.
Yeah, the
Tua's
thing
been
about
pretty
Fields
good.
is that, especially towards the end of last year, how they were operating their offensively through him with the run game and stuff is like, okay, he's not a bad passer of the football, but now you're making him a true like dual threat guy. He's pretty good with his feet, all this kind of stuff, and then coming to this year, and
What changed?
it's like they're not even catering the offense to him. It's more of like, hey, this is my offense. You're gonna run it.
Going to the well too much. That play worked 1 or 2 times, and then you keep running it 10 times. Like they ran
Can't do that in
bootleg.
NFL.
No, you ran the bootleg. They ran a bootleg, worked 2, 3 times. It gave them what they needed. Then they kept going back to the well, and then the eighth and ninth time they ran it, that dude didn't fall for it and tackled Justin. Like you
Well,
can't go back to the well in the NFL. Like trick plays and all that
Yep.
work one time when you
Yep.
set things
Mhm.
up. Like that's what's funny is like it's a copycat league. So you see something work for somebody doesn't mean it's going to work for you because you're playing a different team. But
what I like what not McVay, crap, not Shanahan does with the Niners is all the formations he gets in.
Yeah.
Just to run, the handful of stuff he's gonna run, but he gets in every freaking formation, shift, motion.
yeah,
He does a little bit of everything just to present it in a different way.
Delaware wing tee, baby.
Yep, just present it in a different way to make it hard to defend.
All right, Joshua. Your boys, have a big game Sunday.
Ooh.
They get to take on the Philadelphia Shove Eagles.
Yep. And I don't know how to feel about that because
Josh,
last Sunday they raced to a 23-0 lead over the Colts, who have Richardson back, and I was thinking, all right, this is gonna be a good win in Indiana. They're gonna get back on track because the week before they looked like dog shit against the Bengals in a game they should have won. And I'm thinking, all right, they're off racing. And this was obviously when we were at work, are doing our game plan and stuff. And the next thing you know, it's 23-8, 23-15, or whatever it is, and then it's 23-all, and I'm just like, typical. What the going on? Luckily, they go to overtime and win it. But they're supposed to be getting Cooper Cup back soon, so that should help.
where
It's
does
gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough though.
where does Pua fit in this deal when
That
Cup gets back?
I have no idea. I'm sure McVay has been working on a way to get them both on the
Because
field.
he's been a nice surprise.
He has
on
been
that-
a nice surprise. Yes, even
I know.
for me.
I know for y'all, it's like, hey, we got another competent receiver.
Yeah, absolutely. And so now, like, when you think about it from an offensive perspective, like if we were in their shoes, you get Connor, you get Cooper Cup back, and so you got Puka and you got Coop.
You got Higbee,
got
right? Or Higbee's on a different
still
team.
got
Is
Higbee as tight end.
is Puka an outside guy more an outside
Well,
guy?
they've been talking about more like I think
Slot.
he
Slot.
is. Yeah, I think he bounces back and forth, but because every time I hear about it, it's more of not necessarily Coop coming back to take his spot. It's more of the amount of targets he's going to get.
Right.
Change. I mean, which of course it will because you got Coop coming back. But now is that going to, just like when any team has weapons, like, all right, you're going to decide to over coverage for, you're going to provide more support for Coop or Cup, or are you going to try to just leave it balanced because you have to worry about the other guy now? You know what I mean? So now if you put Coop Cup into more one-on-one places or the other guy one-on-one, so it could be beneficial. We'll see. I think if they can run the ball against the Eagles, they'll be fine. The Rams' defense actually has been bad. So
That's never been their issue.
no, but it's not obviously what it was, but they're still pretty solid. So I think it'll be a good game. It's tough. The Eagles are pretty solid. So
I hope
Eagles
I hope
are
the
4-0.
Eagles lose.
and
I
they're
hope the
playing
Eagles
Philly.
lose.
Eagles are 4-0, but they should really be 2-2.
I hope the Eagles lose, but I hope Devontae Smith has 5 catches for 4 tutties.
Oh, this guy. But in
Can you stop
reality, like
bringing
we
your
mentioned,
fantasy bias in here?
but like for real, the Eagles are
Yes,
4-0, but
I
they
will.
really should be 2-2 because think about this: the Patriots turnovers killed
Mhm.
them,
Yep.
murdered them. Like that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And then what was it? Minnesota, their turnovers, or they couldn't score in the red zone. They
Well-
had 4 or 5 opportunities. Yeah,
They couldn't run. They couldn't run the ball. Minnesota couldn't
yeah.
at all.
So that's my opinion on it. So a team that actually takes advantage because Philadelphia has been playing careless with the football. They're going to get it cleaned up, but when they play careless with the football, those other teams they played hasn't been able to take advantage of it. Like Washington should have went for 2. Riverboat Ron. I figured Riverboat Ron would go for 2, and they lose.
See what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? I mean, you if you make it, you win. You beat Philly. If you lose, if you miss it, you lose, and then you go to overtime and lose by field goal. But the game's in your hand at that point instead of having to have your defense. But their defensive line is one of the best defensive lines in the league. So I see the point.
You still like Dallas to win the East,
Yeah.
even with their struggles in the red zone. I mean,
even a
honestly,
blind squirrel gets a nut every now and then.
right? They may fall in. They may fall in the end zone in a little bit.
A bald guy gets a mustache every now and then.
And usually,
Amen, brother. Amen.
NFL teams figure it out.
Yeah, they will.
So here's and then the last little tidbit here for me at least NFL wise. I'm gonna be curious to see how the Cowboys play Sunday night in San Francisco.
Oh, they're in San Fran.
Yep.
Ooh,
Tickets are probably going for 3 G's a piece.
I want
yeah.
to see how they do in that hostile environment.
I
If they go
agree.
out and compete and do well, both well. But if they fold up and get their ass beat,
Preview of the NFC Championship game?
hope
Question mark.
Hope so. They're my pick, baby.
I
Cowboys
got
Bills, baby. My picks are still alive. 4 weeks in.
And speaking of the Bills, remember that first week in the NFL, everybody's dogging over Josh Allen, the Bills. Now look at them. They put
Defense,
the
baby.
Dolphins to
Defense.
shame. I was kind of disappointed in the Dolphins, man. I was really disappointed.
I wasn't. I was tired of hearing about them. They were talking about the 70-point performance, and they come out and they're going to play the Bills in Buffalo, thinking that they were going to mollywop the Buffaloes. False.
here's the good
Buffalo
thing.
is a good team, and they
Man,
have been good.
Buffalo.
They have been good.
They have
They
been.
have
Let's
been
go,
good, and they have been
Buffalo.
competitive. They have a defense.
I agree.
And guess what? Their weapon on defense is coming back. So watch out for the Buffalo Bills, my friends. Von Miller is coming back.
Oh. I could you stay a Ram.
What?
Wish he couldn't stay the Ram. He just won a ring and bounced.
When did you too? Because look what's going on in LA, baby.
Yeah, they did pretty all right.
Doing pretty all right. Hey, Smokey.
Yeah, making
What up, cat?
Another crazy thing about LA team was I didn't realize until I had watched the 3 fastest minutes from old Chrissy Boy was that what's his name? Khalil Mack had 6 sacks.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Return of the Mac.
Turn of the
Return
Mack.
of the Mac.
But anyways, before we close it out here on the D.B.A.B podcast, as we were doing a great job of talking about football, switching gears a little bit, how about
Hey, we're gonna have a 3-hour show tonight.
the Texas Rangers?
Let's go.
Rangers
Who?
getting the sweep over the Tampa Bay Rays in the AL wild card as they
Let's
now
go.
prepare to take on the Baltimore Orioles.
Well, bye, Cletus. Good night.
I'll help you out here, buddy. I'll help you out.
Bro, I'm pumped, baby. Go
Heck
Rangers.
yeah. I'm
man.
living vicariously through the Rangers right now because obviously we know everybody knows
Because your team
game
fucking
keeps running.
sucks.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I hope they all get rid of their management. But
They're not. They're not
they're
going
not.
to.
I've already seen reports that they're going to bring him back. It's going to be another
But
shitty.
this is what I told you. Know, I'm not a Yankee fan, and I don't ever root for the Yankees. No offense to you guys, but the Yankees,
You guys. Him.
just
Josh.
it's him anyway.
It's
but
fucking
this
Josh.
is this is what I
You
think.
guys?
This is what I think about the Yankees. This was a gut check to them, saying, "Hey, we need to get shit fixed."
Amen. And guess what
And
they're
if
not
soon-
going to do?
And if they get it fixed,
No,
or think about this: San Diego, right?
oh my, that is a shit show.
San
Yeah.
Diego had World Series or bust things for the last 4 years, the highest paid infield in MLB history. Nothing. Well, think about this.
Didn't I not make
Think
the
about this, Josh.
playoffs?
Who has the cat money space to take up some of these guys and
The
put
Yankees.
them on their roster
The Yankees.
and build the best Yankee team we've seen of all
The
time?
Bronx Bombers do, but they're not going to fucking do that.
I hope a sinkhole develops around Yankee Stadium and that fucking shithole of a stadium disappears from the face of the
You
earth.
can't say that. Have you seen it, Cletus?
No, I if a sinkhole develops around the Bronx and the Bronx disappears,
I feel like that.
I'm not hating.
That was
Okay,
very rude,
Yankee Stadium. There's a lot of people in the Bronx. Sorry, Yankee Stadium.
Anyway, that's all I said, and I said that. I
Fuck
said
the
that.
Yankees.
I've never said that
I
about
said that-
Minute Maid, and it's a shitty ballpark.
Yankee Stadium's a shitty ballpark. No, Yankee Stadium's actually a nice ballpark. It is. I just fucking hate the Yankees.
But yes, I did say that to somebody. I said it's a gut check to the Yankees if they get the heads at the a-holes and start doing some moves and making
been a-
money
it's been a
moves
gut
and get
check.
these and get them San Diego Slam Diego Padres and pick up
Yeah,
some of
it's
them
been a-
Joe Jacks and put them on their squad.
Been a gut check the last 5 years when they haven't fucking been able to get over their Astros.
but they still made the
We
playoffs.
want Houston.
That's what they were saying. Like they still made the playoffs with the gut
We
check, and this
want
is different. They're not
Houston.
even
That's true.
playing right now. This is like a bigger gut check to them. It's
Well,
like the whole thing.
if they
That's
truly cared about winning, then they would get rid of certain personnel that they have running the show, bring new people in, and go back to the way they used to do stuff. That's just
Once
win,
again, though,
win.
once
win.
again, if Daddy Steinbrenner is rolling in his fucking grave right now.
Absolutely.
That
Fucking
he
embarrassed.
left that team with his fucking kids and it's turned into a damn shit show.
Turn into a laughing
You
stock.
hey, you hate to see it.
You do.
Hate to see it. You fucking hate to see it.
You do. I do. I hate to see it.
Suck.
Yankees, hoo,
Suck.
Yankees, hoo,
Suck.
But anyway, proud of the Rangers, man. Those
Me too.
Brady acquisites were huge in these two playoff games that played against the Rays. We were saying my biggest concern with the Rangers wasn't their bats because they can bat. They've been top notch in run scores and hits all year. They got number 2 in home runs behind Shohei Ohtani on the team. Good old Cuzzo Garcia. And then they have Seager, killed it, played every game. Simi Jack, they had Carter came out of the blue, killed it first 2 playoff games.
He was dynamite.
That wasn't an issue to me, and it was the pitching, and the pitching showed up. Cletus can roll his eyes or whatever he wants with it. He can't deny that he saw 2 hell of a pitching performances.
Hey
from
man,
I didn't see him because I didn't fucking watch the game. So.
But they had 2 hell of a pitching performances.
Good.
They got him to the 7th inning.
Good.
And killed it.
Which that's improvement for the Rangers for the last 5 years.
Yes.
Because the starting pitcher would be okay, then the bullpen would get there, then teams would just eat away at that lead because the fucking bullpen can't finish.
Yes, but they got going to the 7th inning with the lead was huge.
With
2 outs in the 7th, and then you have to take your starter out. That's big.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Jet, please. Rangers, is their core a pretty young team?
Yes, very young.
Like their core guys are puppies right now.
Yes.
This is good for them.
Yes.
Playoff baseball, you cannot. Playoff baseball is just different.
Yes.
Agreed. and getting this experience as a young team,
huge.
Crap. Even if they get swept by Baltimore, it's still a great experience for those kids.
Agreed.
But they beat Baltimore. Best case scenario for the Rangers. Even if they get beat 7 in game 7, that's a fucking accomplishment this year.
Yes, exactly.
Because as a Ranger fan, what were you expecting this year? As a Ranger fan, I know we talked about it before the season started, but as a Ranger fan, what was your expectation? I can't remember what your expectation
World Series,
was.
Baby. World Series or
you
bust.
said go and collapse.
I said go and collapse at the end of the year, which the collapse happened.
They tried to collapse.
The collapse happened.
They fucking tried.
They definitely tried.
But right now, to me,
who's the hottest team in baseball?
Make it to the ALDS is a victory, and getting experience is huge. Right. And then next year, ALCS, yes, and after that, World Series. But right now, you're playing. I mean, your pitchers. You got to get your pitchers right, and you'll be okay. But right now, they exceeded all my expectations.
Good, that's awesome.
That's good, and let's go Rangers, baby. Get us 4 games in Baltimore, 3 games in Baltimore.
But no, it's really fun. Honestly, we finally get this in our lifetime. Both Texas baseball teams are good at the same time.
That's true.
In the 90s when the Rangers were shit awful and the Astros were good.
Yeah.
Early 2000s. Then the mid 2000s when the Rangers got good, the Astros were shit awful. We've never got the Rangers and Astros being good at the same time.
Yeah, agreed.
Another thing too, speaking of going into the divisional series for the Rangers, I know they got Baltimore, but you think about it from a different perspective. Like Baltimore is also kind of an uncharted territory for them. You know what I mean? Like in a playoff
is brand
new. Like yes, they've had a great regular season. They've earned it being they're division champs, all that kind of stuff. But last year they were pretty good, but uncharted territory. You know what I mean? Winning their division, having the bye week. You got a team coming in Texas that's hot. It's gonna be interesting to see. I know they're a pretty solid ball club from top to bottom, but sometimes when the pressure's on, in playoffs, that it doesn't
You can
matter
see
what you
a
did in the
blind
regular
squirrel
season.
gets a nut every now and then.
So
Here's been the impressive thing so far. So far, the wild card games, and Philly is up 7-0 right now.
Yeah.
So far, the wild card games have been all sweeps.
Yep.
There's no game threes. Phillies are up top of the ninth,
Yeah,
and they're
it's
up
over.
7-0. So it's over. So all 4 wild card games this year have been sweeps. So that game or so you would get to rest. Now those guys get a rest. What, 2 days, 3 days, Jack, before we get rolling here.
Doesn't it play Friday? A day?
Yeah, I think that's right.
But
So y'all got
they're still in their routine, like that regular season routine.
Yeah.
Play day
Day,
off,
a
play
game in a
day
day.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me see. So no, it starts Saturday.
Yeah.
Baltimore,
days.
Texas at 1. Then Atlanta and Philly is Saturday. Houston, and the Twins are that same day, in LA and the D.B.A.Bs. Fuck, who would I want to? Damn,
You don't
I
want to
fuck
play
with-
you don't want to play Los Dodgers. Phillies right now are killing it.
Philly's
about
playing
the
really
Braves?
well.
Huh?
The Braves,
Aren't
do
they
you-
like the best team in baseball right now?
yeah, they get the best record, right?
I think so.
Going into it,
I think they're the only.
I don't
team
know. I
100.
just like watching Philly fans cry. It's a
It's a hobby of yours.
well, between Philly fans, Red Sox fans, and Yankee fans, a whole kind of Northeast area. Just watch those fans just cry a little bit. Their overconfidence, and you just crush their spirit.
I was never overconfident about the
No,
Yankees
I'm
this
talking
year.
about the guys like that are actually from the Northeast,
Oh yeah.
like the real, you know.
He's just taking jabs at you like crazy right now. All these jabs, bro. Take
I know.
throw in the towel. Throw in the towel. He's dead, man.
I know. A trash can.
So,
at
oh, we got new ones. Don't worry. It's we had to get them redone. So we're
yeah,
good.
refabricated.
Yeah, we got to refab for this playoff run.
Yeah, make them.
But that's that's good for the freaking Rangers.
Yeah, let's go
You know,
Rangers. Let's go. Sneak one in Baltimore.
Dude,
Sneak game one.
I can legitimately see I think an all Texas ALCS.
Could probably have it.
It could, I mean, they both have a great
It's
chance
Angels and
to do
outfield.
it.
It could happen.
You know,
That'd be
Dangerous
cool.
can.
who
That
would
be
you?
real cool.
Yeah.
So
So
you're saying there's a
who would you want in the World Series if, say, the Rangers somehow freaking sacrifice a goat in Arlington, right, with the witch by him? There's only fucking way they
Miami.
win, but
I want Miami.
you want Miami? Oh, the ones that are getting beat 7-1 right now.
Miami, baby. Miami.
I want the Marlins. So out of the D-backs,
Oh, there it is.
honestly, it's probably
I
gonna
would
be
say
LA,
D-backs. Yeah.
LA or Atlanta. You would think.
Yeah.
You
I don't know.
know,
I think Philly's going to give them a run.
Philly
Philly's
is-
going to give who do they play? They
Who's-
play the Atlanta Braves, right? Philly's
Yeah.
going to give Atlanta a run for the money.
who's the hottest team in baseball right now?
It's a good question.
Because who was it that won it all when they came? Was it the Nats that came in like as a
Yeah.
like a 4th or 5th seed and won it all because they just got hot
Yeah.
at the right time?
Well, Phillies to me are the scariest because they've been in the World Series how many times in the last 3 years? Twice, because they went to the World Series 2 years ago against the Astros.
Yeah, that's when Houston. They beat Houston, didn't they?
No, because 2 years ago.
Oh.
2 years ago is when
Fuck.
the Braves beat the Astros. Last year is when the Phillies went and lost to the Astros.
See, there you go.
That's
The
right. That
Phillies.
was
So
so
Phillies.
nice.
So
That was so
Phillies,
nice.
man.
But the Phillies
Phillies
did the
gonna get
same
Bent
thing.
over.
But the Philadelphia did the same thing last year. Like I think they got in as the wild card and just got hot and took them all the way
Hmm.
because they like
It's
upset the
just
Braves and the Dodgers and all that stuff. Just get
and I know Texas want to win the division. It's always nice if you do, but for a young team, playing's not a bad thing because
No.
you keep the routine. You
Right.
keep the routine of the regular season. So for a young team, it's not. I don't think it's a horrible deal to play in the wild card as a young team.
Yeah, I don't necessarily. I think just for the pitching.
Yeah, that's true. When you don't have very much of it, yeah, you want to save.
Yeah,
But
but
as well as they pitched
but the
today,
bright
shit.
side. But the bright side is their boy. He pitched Sunday with 3 days rest and killed it. He's gonna have 5 days rest, Dunning,
Hmm.
and he killed it Sunday. So there's a chance. But anyway, good time of year, boys. You get playoff baseball.
right.
You
October,
get
baby.
you get playoff baseball. You get football
Mm.
almost every day of the week. And my
Oh,
second favorite sport
when is that
starts next
starting?
week. My second favorite sport starts next Thursday.
Hockey.
And let's go
Hockey.
Stars. Western Conference Finals last year lose to the Vegas Knights that totally deserved it, even though they were loaded. Uh, but anyway, regardless of that, Stars are coming back. And speaking of young, you got the Texas Rangers that are really young, but you got the veteran Stars that are going to hang around, baby.
Let's go
But
Dallas.
hockey stars next week. Hockey starts, so I'm pretty pumped for hockey. But good time of year. You get football, baseball, hockey, and then basketball fits
Let's
its little
go.
mirrors his little head
No,
here a little bit, but
no,
we don't care
no,
about that much. We care
no.
about hockey,
We're
baseball.
not talking about Rumble.
But yes,
No
good time of
thump
year.
thump.
And the
No
weather's
doubt.
changing. We're getting a little rain this
Dude,
afternoon.
we
It's
finally
getting
got like
cooler.
a
It's getting
we
cooled
finally
down.
got like a little cold air today during practice.
It's nice.
Like it was hot, it was muggy because it's kind of been raining up here a little bit. It was
What's
humid.
that? What's that?
I know, right? Then
Right.
They got
like
Dave and Buster's now, so anything can happen.
the cloud, and we just got some cold air. It's like, oh, it's like refreshing having that cold air hit you up here. It's
Yeah.
love it. Love
Definitely,
it, man.
definitely. It's nice. The fair?
Yes.
Did you go to the fair, Cletus?
I did not go to the fair.
Dang, you gotta get that.
I'm not a
strawberry
big fair.
lemonade.
I'm not a big
You gotta
fair
get the
person.
strawberry lemonade, big guy.
Not a big fair person.
Strawberry.
Stop it, Josh. Get help.
Did y'all go to the state fair?
We did go to the state fair. We went
Did
before
you get
we
a
went.
funnel cake?
I
Did
didn't
you
get a funnel cake.
cake?
I did not get a funnel
Ah.
cake. We went to the state fair before we went and watched Joshua's game, but we went. It was a good time. It's always like
last week. Since last
it's
week at
all
the
the
state fair?
way. No, it has another week or two.
Okay.
I think it was this last week was opening weekend. Then you had
Oh,
this
okay.
week's the Red River Shootout.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy. It's crazy time. But after the game, it's not that crazy because we went a couple years ago. I guess my parents came and we went. But it's good. The fair's pretty cool. But you can spend
I'm just-
$50 in less than an hour.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I
I'm,
can
I'm not a big fair person. Like
Mm.
I can think of other things to spend my money on than lemonade and funnel cakes.
The food though, Bubba. The food.
I know. What'd you get fried that was
The
unique?
fried bria bones.
How were those?
Bueno. We got shotgun shells, which is brisket wrapped in bacon.
Is that in like pasta shell?
Yep.
Ooh, how was that?
Bueno. We had the armadillo, which is our favorite dessert. It's like a churro fried. It's a churro fried with ice cream frozen. It was like an ice cream sandwich, churro ice cream sandwich. Bomb. We always get that every time. But we always get that every time. We got to branch out. But and also another recommendations. I'm not a big Chick-fil-A fan,
Right.
but that honey pimento, the honey
pimento
pimento cheese,
dude.
it's a game changer. Josh, man up and try the honey pimento cheese
I know. I need to go get it.
sandwich. It'll change your perspective.
Okay, I'll make sure. I'll make sure I'll
But
try
it's a
it.
little hot for you, princess. Okay.
I need some water.
Yes, you'll need some water. How about some lemonade?
Okay.
There you go. There's your lunch for tomorrow, my
Perfect.
friend.
Thank you. Perfect. Perfect.
Or you can just go to. Oh, I always forget that place, that burger place in Weatherford, by the college. What's it
I don't
called?
know. I've never been.
Spanky.
No,
Yeah, burger.
uh, Jeff.
Yep, Sheps.
Yeah.
You ever been to
That
Sheps,
looks
Jack?
No, never been to Sheps.
Dude, it's pretty solid. They get a little back room with like a pool table and TVs. It's
Pretty solid, huh?
mhm.
That's Joshua's hangout or what, Joshua?
we go to a place called Ben's, which is like south of downtown. That's a pretty good vibe there. So go there and watch some college football Saturdays. Drink
I
a
need
lot
to
of
make my
water.
way. I need to make my way to DFW.
Come on with it.
Oh.
You can stay with Josh and Smokey.
I know you can come out like this way, Weatherford, a bunch of all these small schools out here, all that, But I know obviously you have other reasons why you're in Lubbock. So speaking of that, how is this Grizzly? Haven't heard in a while. Everything going good?
Yeah.
Same out?
I mean,
It's
yeah.
Grizzly. It's
I mean,
Grizzly.
fuck, dude.
Look at his hair. Look at his face. Look at his
I
hair.
know.
Obviously, it's going good because
I know.
he doesn't look like this, and he's not
It's-
going to look like this for anybody else
I
but
know.
one person.
Well, it's just like the picture
He's
that
always
Jack
been
sent
clean
earlier.
shaven,
I know. Like-
short hair,
Mhm.
Studley Duck over here. Look
I
at him. He's
know. That's what I
growing.
said earlier. Jack sent a picture in the group, and he's like, look at this guy, and I was like, man, that's a ladies' man if I've ever seen one right there.
It's
I was
good.
laughing off.
It's obviously
Yeah.
it's good. Look at you,
It's
man.
going good.
Arr, arr.
As he's eating his ice cream over here.
I know. Everything's good. I know.
Yeah,
Way to
it's
rub
going
it in
good.
your face, Mustachio.
I know.
So, but yeah, I just I need to come visit y'all.
Well, come on, man. You know you're always welcome.
Oh yeah.
Man.
But the only difference is Josh is a little further away from me.
I'm an hour away from Jack. Which
It's
was
still a
surprising.
little ways, bruh.
I know, but I was surprised when thanks to I-20.
It's an hour. It's an hour.
Yes. We're going to have to meet at halfway to the Pluckers.
Dude.
Or
we'll
he
be
could just.
we'll be meeting
or-
a lot anyways because we're gonna go watch the Stars play and Mavs play and all that stuff.
Facts.
Let's go, big back, baby. Let's go,
Mm.
let's go. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah.
Bro, come on, man. It's literally 30 minutes from us.
I know.
Why not? Ain't nothing
No.
like hockey.
When one of the like in the off season when Cletus has a long weekend, we'll just tell him,
Hey,
Come
man,
over.
come on down.
come on over.
Oh yeah.
Come on over. Come on over, baby.
Need to go see. I need to go see. Not for y'all, Joe Jacks. I need to go see. Cops.
Here
Yeah,
we go. Oh, yeah, and the little baby. We got to see her.
Yeah, of course we got to go see. I want to go see the baby and the Cubs, of course. But
No, I just want to see the baby. I could care less about Taylor and Cody.
wow.
And I'm sure. Here's the thing, though. As new parents, I'm sure they get that a lot. Hey, can I see the baby? Hey, how are y'all? Oh yeah. Oh, are y'all doing good? Good. Okay.
Yeah.
I probably at this point they've just accepted. They're just her chauffeurs.
That's true.
She's the star. She's the star attraction.
That's true. That's true. Well, boys, got any else good news talking before we go night night? Always
man.
good to talk always good to catch up on a Wednesday, and it's never good to see Josh, but it's always good to see you, Cletus.
Hey man, brother, I know it's always good to see each other on a hump day. You know what I mean, and catch up, and always get excited to see and look ahead to what's coming for all of us. Wish you all the best. Wish the Tigers the best this week. Wish the Eagles the best. Of course, the Greyhounds. We're gonna give it all we got, right? Also, good luck to all your respective college and professional teams this weekend as they go out.
Let's go Skyrockets, baby. Shout out to the
and shout out to
Who
Skyrockets.
who they playing this week?
No idea, but I always root for them because somebody in the group never did. Yeah, I hold grudges. I'm petty.
They play Shamrock. Also, shout out to the Bulldogs there in Somerset.
Yes, that's the Bulldogs. And
How's he doing? Is he
long
enjoying?
live the Matadors.
Oh, did y'all see
Amen.
Lil Shrunky got his ring
Yeah.
Yep.
from the Citadel? That's awesome.
Put your guns down. You don't get that right. You haven't got the right yet in my book. Hey, and Josh, how do you feel about their Miami uniforms?
The Vice one. Ever since they first popped out, I was just like, oh man, I wish they could have done that better.
Swing your sword, baby.
Swing your sword. But again, going back to the Miami Vice, I know a lot of Miami
I'm
teams
not a fan.
have done something in
Not a
general with
fan.
the Vice. I didn't. The first time because last year I think they were supposed to wear it, but then the season was so shitty. They were like, "Nah, we'll save it." I wish they would just. I just wish the design was a little bit. I just feel like it's too like, blah. You know what I mean? Like it's too blah blah.
I'm surprised. Now I know why the Dolphins haven't because they can't because the NFL is the
Right.
no fun league.
Right. Yeah. No, I like how the Heat do their kind of Miami Vice stuff.
With the teal,
Yeah, and
it's more the
all that
teal
stuff.
color, right?
Yeah, teal and I think what pink.
The pink's
whatever.
well, the pink's like an accent. They really
Yeah.
don't go like full like. Here you go.
Yeah. The Miami one's kind of similar. They just keep it within their school color scheme. I'm gonna be curious to see what it looks like at the game itself. And as the game goes on, does it like when they break it in and it gets all sweat and all that stuff? Does it look good still, or is it just gonna look like? Now they've had some pretty good uniform combinations in the past, but we'll see. Usually, every time they wear something like this, they usually don't play well. So we shall see.
Wow. Well, don't speak it in existence, you jabroni.
We'll see.
Wow.
I don't know. Anyways, we'll see. Go you. They got Georgia Tech this week.
They
at
should
night,
beat.
so.
They should beat the hell out of Georgia
Well, I
Tech.
hope.
Man.
Just like
got North
Aggies
Carolina.
should beat the hell out of Bama, but we'll see how that goes.
That should be good ones. But fellas, as always, it's a pleasure.
Unranked A&M, by the way,
Yeah.
sir.
Again,
For some reason. But
Okay,
whatever.
he has to bring these little rinky dink things.
I know.
Go ahead and do the rebel or midnight yell. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
You go. Aggies. Hey. Whoop.
I don't know, something like that. We had one of our coaches in Sealy that made fun of it all the time. Anyway, I know they do something. Anyways, fellas, as always, it is a pleasure. It is an honor to be with you, to come on here, to talk, to catch up, to be able to do what we love on a daily basis. Let's talk about coaching. Let's talk about sports, football in specific. But again, wish you all the best. Good luck this week. Take care of yourselves. Big hugs to y'all significant others. Peace and love, baby. Always remember, be the light. So, without a doubt, this is DBAB podcast.